Hi, my name is Jennifer. Welcome back to our channel. Today I'm going to be doing the Q and A video, and a while back I asked everyone some questions about what you wanted to know about our family and about minimalism. So I'm going to get started with that right now. I have my cup of tea here to make it relaxing too. Okay, so the first question is, what has been the most challenging / rewarding part of your minimalist journey? And I think the most challenging part probably has been being able to have a balance between what we want and what we need, especially for the kids. It gets a lot harder when you have kids. I tend to think it would be easier if you were single because you don't need as much, but when you have a family, things just get complicated because you want your kids to have activities and lessons, and you want to make sure they're learning enough things that they need to learn. You don't want them to be sitting around staring at the wall bored. So balancing their things and making sure they don't have too much of what they don't need has definitely been the most challenging part. I think the most rewarding part for me has been just being able to look around my living space and seeing that everything is bright and open and clean, and it's just so much easier for cleaning, especially now because I don't really have time to clean as much as I used to. It's nice that I don't have to worry about tripping over things when I come in because our apartment is still fairly empty. Also, it allows us to live in a smaller space because if we were to get a bigger space in Seattle, it would be a fortune. So also, yeah, I really like to be able to come home and not have to see clutter everywhere. That's definitely the most rewarding thing. What are some of your favorite minimalist books, podcasts, and/or YouTubers? Thanks for your videos. Excited to see what you post next year. So I think my favorite minimalist books, I like reading books done by the minimalists. I have 2 or 3 of those, and I've read those a few times. Definitely my favorite minimalist book of all time is Goodbye Things by Fumio Sasaki. I read that frequently. It's so inspiring, and every time I feel like, oh, I want to go out and buy something, I will reread his book and then realize, no, I don't need to buy it. For YouTubers, I think I mentioned originally in one of my other videos, the first YouTuber that was minimalist that I ever found was Jenny Mustard. So she was my favorite for a long time. I also like the Minimalists, like I said, and I like Yum. I watch her videos, Heal Your Living. So those are probably my top 3. How do you find the sweet spot of the perfect amount of clothing and toys for your children? That is hard. Clothes, I don't have so much a problem with because they're not really particularly worried about their clothes right now. I don't know once they get older. I mean, they're almost teenagers. My daughter's 11 turning 12 and my son's 12 turning 13. So in the next couple years, things might change and they might want to have certain clothes in high school because their friends have those clothes. But right now, they don't seem to care very much. So I just try to stick to a basic amount that's easy for them to keep track of and that will fit in their closet without causing a lot of problems. For toys, that's a bit of a struggle. They have, to me right now, it feels like they have a lot of toys because they got gift cards and stuff from Christmas or Amazon, and so they went and bought a bunch of stuff. My son bought a bunch of 3D puzzles, and my daughter has a lot of stationery and things like that. So it's a bit overwhelming right now. We also bought them, our Christmas present to them was a keyboard, piano keyboard, and we bought them that too, so it's taking up a bit of space. But like I said in my other question, I think it's important to be able to give them stuff they need, and we try to find stuff that's really more educational based rather than just no purpose at all. So yeah, right now they might have a little bit more than I would like them to have, but they're enjoying having it, so it's okay. All right, the next question is, do you miss Florida? Any surprises about moving to Seattle? Lots of surprises about moving to Seattle. Do I miss Florida? Not really. There are certain things about Florida that I liked, like I liked all the wildlife there. They had really cute lizards and butterflies and things like that. That was nice. I liked that generally people are a lot more friendly in Florida, and they'll wave hi to you, or even if they don't know you, they'll say hi. So there was that. Here, not so much friendly. What else? I don't miss the weather. I did not like the weather in Florida at all. It was too hot. I'm enjoying the colder weather. And I'm finding I do have a bit of a problem. Like, I like the weather, but my body's kind of confused, and I don't know if it's because I'm not used to being on this time zone and I still haven't caught up to it, or because it's just dark all the time, and I end up just wanting to sleep. Like, on my days off, instead of filming videos like I plan to do, I want to just sleep most of the time. So that's my biggest challenge with the weather. It just makes me tired all the time. Safety issues, there's some safety issues. We don't currently have a car, but anyone who parks in our garage for our apartment parking, the cars are always getting smashed and broken into and everything, so that's kind of scary. But I mean, there's a lot of good surprises too, like the snow, and there's so much stuff to do here and so many things to see, and you know, the kids love it, they love their school, they have a bunch of friends, so they're doing really well. So I mean, everywhere has bad and good, and I think I personally, I like it here, and I like the change and being able to learn and see more things that I wouldn't be able to see in Florida. Okay. Next question is, what has been the reaction from family and friends? Have you inspired anyone to make changes themselves? Yes. So some of my family thinks I'm crazy, I think. They think, like, why don't you have, you know, a regular bed? Or why don't you have more things? You know, why don't you do any of this stuff? They think it's a little strange. Some of my family likes it and thinks it's cool, and they wish they could do it, but they just haven't taken that step to do it yet. And some of my friends, I've inspired them to start cleaning and organizing all their things, and you know, downsizing on what they buy and what they bring into their house and everything. So that's kind of cool. I didn't know that I would be inspiring people, but it's really neat to see when you have. You know, my mom came and visited us a couple of weeks ago, well, over Christmas, and she had never slept on a Japanese futon before, and we bought 2 extra ones in case anyone wanted to come, and she said it was like the most comfortable thing she'd ever used. And I didn't think she'd like it because she had always used a traditional bed for her whole life, so I wasn't even sure if she'd be able to, you know, if she'd be used to standing up and then getting down onto the floor, because she's older now and everything, but she didn't have any problem with it, so that really surprised me. And she liked it so much so that she was thinking of getting one for guests at her house when they come to visit. All right, so the next question. It would be interesting to hear about what hobbies your family has, and if any of them need special materials. I myself have loads of creative hobbies like playing instruments, drawing, painting, and more. And there are lots of other things I haven't tried yet that I want to try, but I find it a bit overwhelming having quite a lot of material lying around. I'd love to hear your and your family's thoughts on that. Okay, so I did make a video, maybe my 3rd video I made months ago about our hobbies, and I think some of our hobbies have changed now that we've moved here, because we can't do all the same things that we normally do. The one that's always stayed the same is walking. We always walk, and we don't have a car, so sometimes our hobby turns into a necessity in order to do things anyway. So we still do a lot of walking and you know, exercise. I still do yoga every day. The kids, my son has recently taken up building puzzles, 3D puzzles, like I said. He got one in Seattle and then different places in Russia. He's fascinated with Russian history and spends a lot of time reading about it and everything, so that's another one of his hobbies. They of course like computers and video games and stuff, so they do that as well. And then we recently bought them a piano, keyboard piano, so they've been doing that. My husband really likes writing, and so in his spare time he will spend time writing novels and short stories and stuff like that. As far as I'm concerned, I don't really do half of the hobbies anymore because I don't have time. I guess you could say my job is my hobby. So I do that, and then I also like studying the Japanese language. I've been able to acquire more Japanese books because they're more available in Seattle for me. So I've been practicing reading different Japanese books and stories and things like that to build my vocabulary. And I've also been, I draw a lot still too. But other than that, I haven't really been doing anything else hobbies-wise lately. I just really haven't had the time. And of course, YouTube, my other hobby, so. Okay, so the next question is, hi, I love your comic videos. They are so inspiring. One question for you is, where on earth did you find that beautiful beige dress? I see that you mentioned it was from a shop called Earthenware, but I'm not sure where to find that. Do they have a web presence? We used to live in Tacoma and would love to travel down Interstate 5 to Seattle often with our kids. It's like another world there, so majestic and so much to do. But seriously, how did you get that dress? Thank you in advance. Okay, so the dress I bought, yeah, it's from a shop called Earthenware. It's on Etsy, and it was the only one because it was from the seller's closet. Like, it was used, it was hers, and it was sitting in her closet for an extended period of time. I don't actually know where she got it from. It may be possible that you can contact her and ask her, but I think that was the only one she had. I'm not sure if she made it or not. She does make all her other clothes that she sells. So it's made from, it's a linen dress, I believe, and it has like a cotton lining in it, but yeah, I don't know that she has any others. But if you want to find out, just go on Etsy and look up Earthenware. Okay, loving your videos. Here are my 2 questions. Where in Canada are you from? I'm in Ontario. And what do you do for work? Thanks. Yeah, I got a lot of questions about what my job is. And I've thought about it and I thought about it, and I don't think there's any way I can answer that question without you knowing exactly where I work. And I know that the people who are asking the question about my job, they don't have a malicious intent behind it, but because I'm online, anyone can watch and hear what I say, and I don't want people, for security and safety reasons, coming after us because they'll be able to figure out where I am. So unfortunately, I can't answer that question. I can say that it's a form of retail, and I've done retail all my life, so it was just something I was able to go back into quite easily. Now for, what was the other question, sorry? What part of Canada am I from? I was born in British Columbia, so like 2 hours north of here, in a place called Comox. It's on an island. And then my father was in the military, so we moved around a lot, and I ended up growing up in Ontario, Kingston, and I got my bachelor's degree at the University of Ottawa. So I spent most of my time in Ontario. Okay, so the next question is, hi, really enjoying your videos and your adventures in Seattle. I was wondering what brand of sandals and boots you have. So my sandals are from Zero Shoes, and my boots are from Vivo Barefoot. Do you have any handbags, backpacks, no accessories, hats, scarves, sunglasses? What is your job, age? Lots of questions. Okay, so I have a couple of backpacks and a purse. I don't have a lot of accessories. I just find that I don't use them. I used to before I became a minimalist, and they would just sit in my closet and deteriorate, so I never use them. I'm thinking my next video, I will probably do a video on minimalist accessories so you can see what accessories I do currently have. Job, I already answered that one. Age, yes, I get asked that all the time. Everyone's always asked, even in person, how old are you? Because they find out I have kids that are almost teenagers, and they look at me like, how is that possible? I don't know. But I am currently 39 and I'm turning 40 in September. Do your children experience any peer pressure to buy things or keep up with fashion trends? Do you find them asking for more things, especially with them being in school now and making friends? If they do, how do they handle it? Okay, so I'm gonna go get them and ask them the question.
Okay, so my answer is I don't really care at all because no friends of mine are peer pressuring me for any items. But I mean, there's no pressure for any of the stuff that my friends have. So that's really my answer.
Colin?
I don't like any of that stuff.
So there's never a time when you feel like you see something that your friend has and you want it?
No.
Do you like everything you have?
Yeah.
Where do you get your ideas of what you want to buy?
YouTube. YouTube. Because I normally see stuff on YouTube that I really want. For example, pretty lights in my room to like make the room all, pretty and light.
I come across them from Amazon and Steam.
So basically, your peer pressure comes from the internet.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No, I don't actually really get peer pressure because I don't even find it. Like I come across it like on Christmas. I was looking for stuff I wanted and I couldn't think of anything, so I looked up. I searched up a random city and I found a 3D puzzle with it. And I'm like, okay, whatever.
How are you liking Seattle?
I love it because, they have the Space Needle. They have pretty food restaurants that I want to eat from. And I love when it snows because, it only snowed for like 2 days, but at least I got to play in it because it was enjoyable and it like froze my hands kind of, almost gave me frostbite.
Are you liking school?
Yeah, I have friends there.
Colin, how are you liking Seattle?
Meh. There's new things to see, new things to try.
Okay, let me ask you this. Do you prefer Seattle to Florida?
Oh yeah.
And I don't really know.
Do you miss Florida?
Kind of sometimes. But
A little bit, but I didn't really like the humidity there because that was just too hard to deal with.
No, this stuff has new everything, new concepts to me that I've never seen before. But and back in Florida, most of the things that I see here were never really like a thing before. Like we didn't really have as much attractions, and most of the time, to go to places, it was a lot cheaper to go to them in Florida compared to here. Like St. Augustine, that didn't cost as much as it costs to go to the Space Needle, the Columbia Center, or something like that.
That is true. Do you find that it's easier to make friends here than in Florida?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have tons and tons and tons and tons of friends. I can't keep up with them all.
Yeah.
How are you liking being back in school as opposed to being homeschooled?
It's easier because homeschool is a lot harder, and in Florida, the teachers were never there to do to help you or anything. So it's basically just quizzes, and you just kind of work them up most of the time.
Do you like being around people more? Because in Florida, we were kind of inside all the time.
Yeah. Okay, but seriously, in Florida, when we had to be homeschooled, it was really hard to deal with because you had to keep up with the assignments, and it was just the teachers weren't even there to teach you it. They just gave it to you and told you just to learn it. When most of the time you probably wouldn't be able to fail it because you didn't understand.
And here, I found teachers actually help.
Yeah.
Like the other day in math class, they asked who needs help, and for the people who didn't, they gave them extra work sent into a different classroom. For the people who did, they stayed in the classroom and you worked on extra problems for us.
So what is your biggest challenge since moving to Seattle?
Getting adjusted to the code.
Getting adjusted to the hours and time because Florida is 3 hours plus from right now. So right now it's 10:58, so there's 1:58, and it's already afternoon for them, or Florida. So for me, it's a huge time change because I cannot keep up with it because most of the time I feel when it's 7 o'clock for here, it's 10 o'clock there. So I normally get tired way easier because it's too hard to memorize what time it is.
I think, so I've basically just been talking about the nice comments and nice questions that I've been getting. I have, of course, gotten a lot of negative ones too because my channel has grown so much. And you know, when I first started, I thought, wow, no one's saying anything mean. This is so nice. And now that I have over 2,000 subscribers, people are like, I hate your idea of life, you're crazy or whatever. So some of the most common negative question I have gotten, I think, is also to do with the kids, you know, what they do, why don't they have anything. They do have stuff, they have a lot of stuff. I just organize it and tidy it before I film the video. I mean, you know, so I'll probably insert a clip here of all their things that they have. They have a lot of stuff. I wouldn't let them not have anything because, you know, who would want to live without not having anything they like? So yeah, they do have a lot of stuff. So for those of you who think that I don't let my children have anything fun or anything at all, I do. Also, another question I get, I can't find it on here specifically. Some of them were like super mean, so I just deleted them because I didn't really want to look at mean comments so much. From my memory of reading them, I think another comment was, or a few other comments, they're like, you know, why do you not have a regular bed? Why can you not be minimalist and have a regular bed? Of course you can be minimalist and have a regular bed. We had a regular bed for a long time. We only switched in the last year because we were planning this move out here in the first place. And we thought it would be too difficult to move a mattress and a box spring and all that kind of stuff with us. It was just, you know, too expensive, too complicated, and we didn't want to have to deal with it. And I'd always wanted to try a Japanese futon because of my interest in Japanese culture. So to me, plus my bed was like super old. I think it was like, I don't know, 15 years old at that point, and you're not supposed to keep them that long anyway. But to me, I thought it was the perfect solution because we knew we wanted to leave Florida and we wanted to go to a completely different area in the US. So we were able to get new beds and we were able to get something that we could take with us. So that's why we've had them for over a year now. We don't have the space for box spring beds in the apartment right now. I mean, we could get them bunk beds, but I really don't want them staying in the same room now that they're almost teenagers. So it is really the best thing for us that we have the current beds we have. And I find them comfortable. And I think, I don't know, I feel like I have more space. I didn't really like box spring beds sometimes because they would hurt my back. Now these beds don't hurt my back at all, which is nice as well. But no, we're not like set on keeping these beds for the rest of our lives or anything like that. It's just because of the situation that we're in. We're not even sure that we're going to stay in Seattle forever. I mean, in the city of Seattle, we might move out to the suburbs at some point, or we might move to California. I don't know. But right now, because of the situation we're in, I think these beds suit our purposes the best for the moment. Did your kids love the snow? They look like they were having fun. Love the additions to your clothing. Yes, my kids love the snow. It was the first time they had ever seen snow, like real snow, and they were out there like for like, I don't know, all day for the first couple of days. They kept wanting to go outside and play in it, even when I thought it was too cold for them. But yes, they went out there a lot, and it was great that it happened over the Christmas holidays, so they didn't have to go to school with the snow, and they were able to just spend as much time playing out there as possible. Okay, so the next question. Someone suggested that I do more vlogs, and I can do that. Someone said they just want me to make more videos, and I'm trying. Why is your fridge so empty? Why are your cabinets so empty? They were empty because we just moved in. Our fridge is no longer empty. We were, for the first, I don't know, maybe a week or two, we were doing a lot of takeout because we didn't know the area very well and we didn't have time, and we were trying to unpack and organize everything and get the kids registered in school. And I put the video up like as soon as possible because I knew people were wanting to see what the apartment looked like, so it wasn't really completely done at the time when I put it up. And so that's why things looked empty, but it is, I can tell you it's not empty anymore. And I may do another video in the future showing the apartment more full, I guess, because we've changed a lot of stuff, and it's a lot more, to me, it's a little overwhelming because now it does feel kind of crowded compared to what it was when I first made the video. But yeah, I mean, we had just moved, and we might have been like I don't know, a week later after we had moved in and I hadn't finished organizing everything, and that's when I took that video. Some people said they thought my apartment was messy, which I don't know. I don't know how it could be messy, but you know, just keep in mind, it's a very small space. It's like, it's under 1,000, I think it's like 900 or 800 square feet, and there's 4 of us, and 2 of us are almost teenagers, so it's hard to live in a small space with that many people. But we're doing it, and I'm trying to keep things as tidy as possible, mainly because I don't have time to worry about cleaning and organizing as much as I used to. Yeah. So there's so many comments about not having anything in the fridge. Yeah, okay, so I think that's about it for now. I think I've covered pretty much everyone's comment. If I missed yours, I'm sorry. If you want to write it in the comments below, I will answer it as soon as I can. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you learned a little bit more about our life and our family and everything. So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one soon. Please like and subscribe. Bye for now.